Hello everybody, this is Gemini Jets 1975 coming at you with another video today. Today I will be doing a Alaska Airlines A Brief History and Route Maps video. But before I get started, I want to make an announcement. There's a couple things I'm going to start doing again. I haven't been doing this for a long time, and I want to get back to it. First off, if you guys would like a shout out, please do not hesitate to put in the comments. Over the last year, I've been so busy with trying to shout out the Alliance that I haven't been paying attention to all of you guys, and that's bad, and I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm going to try to help out all of you newer or new up and coming channels, and I apologize for not helping out you guys like I should be. So I will be doing that again, and also I'm going to try to do trivia questions again. So a lot of you people that are new to my channel, if you haven't seen very many of my older videos, then you probably wouldn't know that I've ever done trivia questions, but I used to do them pretty much every video, and I would like to get back to doing that because it was pretty fun. So anyways guys, enough of that. Let's get started with this video. Hopefully it'll be relatively brief. So okay, so the first route map I have is from 1982. Alaska was very small back then. These colored lines here, they were interchange flights. And basically what an interchange flight is basically, say you were interchanging with American Airlines. Alaska would fly the aircraft most likely from Alaska down to Seattle. And then the American Airlines crew would take it over from Seattle down to Dallas, Fort Worth, and then Houston. So basically you would use the same aircraft, but the other airline's crews would fly the aircraft. I suppose they could have used Continental aircraft or American aircraft, depending on, because the yellow line was Continental. They could use either airline's aircraft, but I believe, well, I don't know. So basically that's what an interchange was, kind of a precursor to today's code share. But code shares are a little bit different. Well, they are a lot different, but okay. So you had somewhat, not terribly extensive service within Alaska, mainly in the Panhandle. I think the service was more dense there. And then a little bit in the lower 48, typically, Washington State and California. So that was Alaska in 1982. Let's fast forward a few years to 86. You still had the interchange flights, and then you had Alaska Commuter, and then you had they've added a few services, but still, a relatively slow-growing airline. They've introduced service to Arizona by this time, as well as Idaho. And then they've added a couple, or at least one city in Alaska. And again, that was 1986. Okay, so in a little bit later in 86, Alaska purchased Horizon Air. So this is the Horizon Air route map at the time, and then this is the parent Alaska. And then they also purchased Jet America. Alaska, I don't know if it was so much a bidding war, but Delta Airlines attempted to purchase the airline as well. And I believe they got into a small bidding war with Alaska, and of course Alaska won. But so this is shortly after the purchase of Horizon Air. So you still have pretty much the same service all throughout, with a little bit, let's see, the dotted lines, it doesn't really say. The Alaska American interchange. The Continental interchange had been dropped by this time. So, and these Jet America routes did not last. Okay, so in 1987, the following year, double check, okay. So you have the American interchange, which is also included in Chicago now. West Coast service, the same Alaska. And then, of course, your Horizon Air routes. So you really didn't have too much change between these years. Now in 91, Alaska, was growing. They initiated service to the Far East, aka the Soviet Union, or actually it was just Russia. Wait. Anyway, Russia. So you had Magadan and Khabarovsk. And then down below, they've added more service within California. And then they've also added resort destinations in Mexico. So they go from basically the tip of Alaska all the way down to deep into Mexico. The Mexican resort routes proved to be very profitable, and they've served them ever since this time, and they've added quite a bit to them. So kind of an interesting little tidbit about that. And then Bellingham, Washington as well. So they've grown a little bit here in 91. Fast forward to 94, they added quite a bit of service in Alaska, a lot of the smaller fishing villages. And then they've added Vladivostok in Russia. More service in Alaska. So they've strengthened their Alaska service. They added service to Chicago, their own service. Looks like Reno, Nevada, Phoenix. Well, they already served Phoenix. And then some more Mexican destinations, including Mexico City, it looks like. So, and then, of course, there's your Horizon Air. So by the mid-1990s, Alaska was growing, especially in the state of Alaska. Okay. Well, let's fast forward 10 years to 2004. So you've got many more destinations in Mexico, plus some more spokes added to it, in addition to Cancun. They're now serving the East Coast. So you have Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., Orlando, Miami. And then there's your Chicago, Denver. And then you got transcontinental flights from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. So that basically began in 2004. And then they also initiated LA to Anchorage, as well as San Francisco to Anchorage. So quite a bit of growth. This is kind of the beginning of the major growth period for Alaska. So that was 2004. The next one, I honestly, I'm sorry guys, I don't remember what year this was, but they had started service to Austin. Mexico is still doing great. But you have, in addition to the service to the cities before, you got Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Atlanta, St. Louis, Kansas City, Minneapolis, Houston now, and Dallas-Fort Worth. And then Alaska pretty much did not change. And then you also had extensive service down to the Hawaiian Islands. So Alaska branched out once again. California, the West Coast, much more, what would you call it? Much more dense service than before. So I believe this, honestly, guys, this could have been about 2010, but I don't remember exactly. All right, now for the current. All right, so this one is with the Virgin America network superimposed on top. So it's kind of hard to tell here, but this, whether it was in response to what Delta was doing in Seattle, is up for debate, or whether they were going to do this anyway. But you have many cities added now. We have New Orleans, Oklahoma City. I never would have guessed that. Albuquerque, Colorado Springs, Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha, Milwaukee, Detroit, Philadelphia, Baltimore. That's just, the lower 48 cities that they hadn't served before. Of course, Alaska is still pretty much the same. Mexico, it looks like Mexico City was dropped, but they added San Jose, Costa Rica, as well as Liberia. So, and then of course more service to the Hawaiian Islands. So this is not entirely up to date, but it's pretty close. So got the superimposed Virgin America route map. And then also is the SkyWest, what would you call it, Alaska feeder, no, I'm sorry. I don't remember what they call it, but these are basically the Alaska Regional, Alaska Express, if you dare call it that. So operated with E-170s or E-175s. So I remember seeing a route map when they first started, and there were only 3 or 4 spokes, and now it's growing quite a bit. So, but anyway, so very nice. This was from 2017, March of last year. All right, guys. So that's kind of a short, like I said, brief history through route maps of Alaska Airlines. So 13 minutes for me, that's pretty good. Anyways, guys, hopefully I'll get back to doing more of these. And then, of course, model reviews. I'm not going to be running out of those anytime soon. And airport updates. So I do have content for you guys, and hopefully I can get off my lazy rear end and actually produce this content and get it out there for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe as always. Again, guys, let me know if there's a trivia question you'd like me to ask. I want to do that starting with the next video, unless it's an airport update, because those of you who have seen those know that they're just really long and probably not a good idea to do trivia questions or shout outs. So shout outs and trivia questions are going to be in anything but airport updates. So thank you guys again, and like, comment, and subscribe, please, and I will see you in the next video.